I've got this recording just in case you think I'm brilliant in the archive.
The off chance.
The off chance.
Should I pull the thing up?
What's that? Yeah, that'd be great. Why do we have
That's
this?
awesome.
Why do we have this? Huh?
I was watching the microphone pick up the fan going by, and then watching it get smaller and smaller. It was neat to me. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Fairly easily abused. I wonder if there are any other TED classes in high school.
Well, 2 years ago, Chris Anderson said he had not heard of anything like that happening.
And I think people are watching TED videos everywhere, but I don't think they've gotten a class with it. And anyway, why do you think we have? What are your thoughts? Why do we have this class in our school? Yeah.
I think part of it could be having to do with the experiential learning, and I think that's one of the key. I think it's one of the very key things that separates MDS from anywhere else. And so I think it just kind of became so naturally being here because it was really part of one of the initial bases that we're already here of the experiential learning. We're really trying to find time to look at one thing in one completely different perspective.
How is it experiential learning?
Well, because, I mean, for one, you have us try and make our own TED Talks and try and look at it ourselves versus just take what's put in front of you. You help us basically try and see what was put in front of you and know, okay, now what do you take?
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Have you guys had some experiences in here? Have we set it up so that you actually have had an experience in the room?
Revelations.
Huh?
Self-revelations.
Some of those. I thought some of our discussions have been pretty impactful, and I think the class, the course, the content, the videos gives us a chance to create a space for that. Self-expression, so that's really interesting. Other things, yeah.
When you ask, has this class made an impact on you? Has anything cool happened while you were in this class? When we watched Power of Vulnerability, that made me feel not insane. So that was really cool.
Anybody else have that feeling a little bit because of a video we've watched or a discussion we've had that you feel like, oh my God, I'm not crazy, or I'm not all alone? Mrs. Staley, Eddie's mom, was down in the hallway one morning, I remember after class, and she said something about the TED class, and I just said, I don't know where else you can talk about that. You know, that power of vulnerability gave us an opportunity to speak about part of the human life that I don't know where else people can talk about it. So you were feeling that a little bit. Maybe you thought it wasn't crazy. Okay. Other things?
I think with this TED class, and listening to these speakers, we are given the opportunity to learn something that we maybe can't learn in our general education. It gives us relative, well, not experience, but listening to others' experience in the real world. And I think some of the lessons that we take away and learn from these talks are a lot more relative than what we learn every day at school. Because I feel like if every day I leave this class with something that I've learned, and sometimes I go home and I'm like, I haven't learned something from school, I feel as if I haven't really learned something that I can apply to my life every day and immediately. But it feels as if literally every class we leave with I leave with something impactful and very specific that I can keep with and use all of it. So.
memorization and stuff, and everything to do with. Well, there's a quote, just because I use the tip video to respond to in my tip video, the DevDot one. He said it's not about documentation and contract, it's about conversation with faith. And I feel like this focuses more on the conversation with faith part. There's nothing really that we have to document or memorize or anything. It's more so just, conversing with other people, conversing with yourself, and trying to have an honest, faithful conversation with the world in general.
What did you say? What's the other one? Documentation and
Contract.
what we have? No. Can I just really quickly, which video did you respond to?
I responded to Science X, Golden Circle, and the Strength of Life.
Yeah. DevDot.
No way. You're kidding. Okay, you know what? My next assignment is. Nope.
Probably responded to that one.
You need to send your video to whoever you responded to. Guys, look at you, I got 3 hits. Are you on track?
Did you put it on YouTube so you could be private? It's public. Does it share with that person?
Okay, how do we do that? If 7 of them are going to Brene Brown, how do we not? Do we do one email to her, or have them email her individually?
If you do it individually, she'll get invited from somebody or she'll get.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
More phone buzzes you might.
reality
Yeah.
of trying to convince them.
I think okay, when is this due? We're going to reach out to Brene Brown and ask her to make a video for us.
Or talk to you live.
Or talk to us live.
Do a hangout on the air with the class.
Okay, when is that due? By like 2:30 today? Yeah, that's a little bit of a joke. How quickly can we get that done? Email to her and with a link to your video.
Well, if you have the email right now.
Yeah. By next Monday, for sure, but.
Just find an email.
Wait,
It depends how you feel then. Huh?
wait, if you didn't respond.
Then you go to him.
How?
Your job is to connect with whoever you responded
Good
to.
thing I do this.
Okay, that was a little aside.
Oh, we can send her, well.
Okay, why else do we have this course at our school? And what I want you to think about is if you were the headmaster and the headmistress of another school, and somebody wanted to do this course, what would you tell them? Why do we have this course in our school? Yeah.
For me, and maybe for other people, I like most of these topics of the TED Talks. I think about them on myself and experience we all experience power, vulnerability and stuff. But this class, it gives you the videos give it a specific, defined. They make it so it's more easy to grasp and know what we're dealing with.
So you're saying this is stuff you already think about, but this makes it
it's
more
kind of
specific?
raw, and then it redefines the just intermediate.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I just went to his website.
Okay, Mr. Lacatus, it was your idea to do the course. Why? Why to do a course? I think you should do a course. He showed me a video. I said we could run a course. Why?
I think because of the reasons you guys already talked about. It's what hit me was like, okay, for less than 20 minutes a day, you can be exposed to the people who are actually doing the work. Not the spokespeople for the companies, not the CEOs that take credit for the work that people actually do, but the people who are actually doing the work, doing the research and living what they're talking about. What a great concept. What a fantastic concept. And I think it makes sense as a course here because this is my 16th year at the school. What's that make it for you? Okay. So, 16th year at the school. So I've always felt that we try to do, and successfully do, not that we constantly pulled by an attempt to do two different things. One is give you guys good content, get you guys high scores so you know what you're talking about, and you can converse on any topic you want, AP Bio to World Civ or whatever, and get to the good schools and that kind of stuff. There's this other side of things that we try to do. It's kind of like lots of schools do A, not many schools do B, and that B is the experiential part to try and get your ideas out here, trying to turn you into a human being, not just a fact machine, not just someone who knows trivia that impresses certain adults at dinner parties, right? But like can actually have a conversation and know what they're talking about on a human level, and that's what I think TED's all about. In this class, what's cool about this class, you are at a school where the organization says you can have an elective that ties into absolutely zero content buckets. Is anything in this class going to be hit on a standardized test? Is anything going to be hit on a placement test when you get to college and trying to figure out what language class you're going to go to or what math class you're going to place into? None. Absolutely big goose egg zero. Still worth it? I'm like, any of you would be like, oh, you're right, I gotta leave. I gotta go change my schedules. So like, we can focus on that. We can do that here. It's amazing.
I think it's so rare.
It's ridiculously rare. And I would pay $18,000 not so my kid could get a better score on the test because it doesn't take $18,000 to do that.
Well, also, I feel like going here, we don't teach for the test so much that it's almost harder to get a better score on the test than the public schools who are constantly like memorizing facts, like we even know that's for the...
That's very true for the APs and stuff. Yeah.
Especially like none of us...
But we always have, I would say you probably do care. I mean, you do care about your tests and you do care about your standardized. All that stuff is important. But we do very well on that. And what I'm hearing is that our experience in here is a differentiator. Did I tell you about my workshop that I went to?
Me too.
I did. I told you about it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we had been asked to provide a resume to Ms. Moulton and Mr. Shirley, and I gave them my resume, and I asked Mr. Shirley if he could just look at it with me. Because without our electives, without our immersion program, I look like a million other people. But because of our immersion program, because of our electives, there's professional growth there, there's intellectual growth, there's community growth. Because a lot of those electives came out of kids' interests. Those immersions come out of kids' interests. And without that outlet, I look like a history and a government guy. And then when I went to that workshop at the Idea Lab at my Patterson Air Force Base, everything that I had to contribute came out of these non-traditional pursuits. It's amazing. So I'm deeply appreciative of opportunities like this one. you know, for me, it's intellectual growth. It's personal growth.
Yeah, it's human growth.
And it's an outlet for, you know, I feel like I have a value add. You know, when we do the discussion, I think I can take some of the other experiences I've had and bring something to the video, bring something to our discussion. And where else could I do that? Any thoughts? I said it's a differentiator. My guess is you're more apt to write a college essay about something that you experienced in here than maybe in my U.S. history class, or even, you know, some other possible other thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm really grateful for this course just because I think that it's like different from any other course that you would take. So it also helps like when you're having conversations with people. Like I've found that like people always ask me when I go to like Indian parties like what's your favorite course? And I'll say like the TED course, and it'll give me like a lot to talk about with other people. So
I feel like you. Yeah.
What I think is really interesting is that, so, like you said, so many people do watch these videos just because they're popular source for information. And like, I think that it's interesting that not only do we get to watch them in school, in class, but we get to talk about it among our peers and actually form like tangible thoughts that we can go and spread. So like if someone is like, oh, I watched this really cool video on the power of vulnerability, I'll be like, oh, like in class, like we talked about it and we watched it in my TED class, and like we had a whole class based on it. And like I find when I say that, people are like extremely jealous because they wish that they had a way to like decipher what she was saying and get more perspective on it.
Why do we have it to make other people jealous?
Yeah, to make other people jealous.
But what I heard in I feel that way too, is I can watch it on my own, and everybody can, but it's different when we do it in here, isn't it?
when we do it in here, it makes us like better thinkers. Just really like discuss about it.
I like it. It's all part of that conversation. That you want to be engaged in the conversation with the world, and TED will bring new people. It's a one-way device, right? Sometimes. It's a one-way device. For your next assignment, it's going to be a two-way device. But normally it's a one-way device of having, bringing parts of the conversation of the world into your view that you weren't aware of before. And then you get in here and you get more conversation with peers and teachers about it. And then I love the fact that you guys are placing these things online, because then you get more conversation with the world. So it's like,
has anybody monitored their videos to see if you've got any comments outside of the class? Evan, what were you going to say?
This semester, I feel like my life is a swamp, and I'm wading through a swamp. But after every TED video, the swamp becomes more like a lake. Yeah?
meaning the water gets deeper and it's harder for you to get through?
No, it becomes clear.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. Madison, how about you? What do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Everything is very different than any other class I've ever taken.
How so?
It's not really, I'm not bored, I'm not just like sitting here.
Why aren't you bored?
I'm not.
I know, why not?
Because it's like, doesn't interest me in other classes.
So what's interesting in here?
Like, we're actually engaging, we're not just sitting here just getting lectured.
What is that we're actually engaging? What does that mean?
We're commenting on the videos we watch, like having conversations and discussions about them.
Mm-hmm. Does it seem like it's about stuff you care about? Yeah. That's kind of weird. How much time you spend in school maybe talking about stuff that people don't know how to do. Hmm. Did you really? Did you explain? Okay, maybe we should have.
I explained it.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, kind of be sure you introduce the school and the class and yourself.
In my high school, one of our classes is about
Renee Brown's is like one of my favorite parts. Is being able to like work and connect with people, but one of my least favorite parts is not being able to respond to emails.
That's what she says?
Guys, like, but please know we read everyone and we're grateful that you reached out to contact us.
Okay.
But if it was like, I don't know, if it was like a YouTube response, then that's just
Well, if they're reading emails, it's more
Did you put a
grabbing
link to your
individual
video
emails.
in the email? You emailed the link to your video?
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say, that's what it says.
Would you want to maybe don't send it? Have you sent it already? You sent it already? What I'm wondering is if it would be worth putting the link, saying something that we've already made contact with the people at TED and Chris Anderson, and put the link to Chris's video in there. What do you think of that?
You got it.
And do we have an action step that we would like to request? Like,
That's the thing. I mean, you wanna ask them to do something. Is it just watch? Is it get feedback?
what do you think?
I don't know. Tell me what's the goal?
I think the goal is part of that reaching out to a bigger world.
So it'd be
and
great if they
making
could
connections.
reply, but what you really want is them to hear. You want them to get their feedback cycle. They put something out, something came back.
Are we expressing appreciation for their work? Are we saying we'd like to open a conversation with you?
I said that his video responsible for changing pretty large I don't know why I'm blanking on word because used it mindset.
Where's Heaney? I don't know why he just came to mind. Maybe we shouldn't have done this on Monday.
I should have.
To check your sent messages.
Oh, I said.
I don't think I've ever seen you like this. Did you talk at all this weekend? That'll do it. that right brain to the back to the left brain can be pretty challenging. Okay, so we do need to think about that. What do we want?
I think we do want a response. Just to see what, because you want to make sure your ideas are what they were trying to convey. It's going to be upset when maybe people misrepresent. So you want to know like what they thought of what you took from your ideas.
Oh, that's interesting. So you could say something like, any feedback you had to offer on my video would be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, I'll put that in the teaser.
That'd be great. I mean, I think that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps it really authentic.
The first goal is for them. It's for another person, but then to get feedback.
Yep.
The secondary goal is for you to get feedback.
Just want you to know your work is having a huge impact, and we made video responses to it, and any feedback you might have to offer, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Maybe if we all send them at the same time, it'd be more likely to read them all and reply.
Yeah, I probably need to get myself in gear and do some kind of official. We will do that with the 10 people. We will send them the link to the work that we've done after we make our videos why we have TED class. And they will be here when? A week from today? Is that okay? A week from today? Why we have TED class? I think there's another reason why we have TED class at the school. I wasn't thinking this, but I think we have it so that we can play around. We can play together with some ideas that have been sort of vetted and identified as ideas worth spreading. There are creative, innovative, successful people out there who are doing stuff, and we get to play around with their ideas through the TED course. And that's in our sort of play notebook, right? We can mess around in there. We can talk about it. And at first I'm thinking this is the argument, and then I realize, oh no, and now I see the argument. I think another reason why we have the TED class in our school is to practice. What do you think the most important skill we're practicing in the TED course? Okay, listening? What do you mean?
Making sure that you listen with unbiased.
Okay.
So that you don't.
I'm wondering if unbiased is a part of an ideology that I actually am enjoying getting away from. I think we're learning to listen accurately and to listen skillfully. And I can be accurate and I can be skillful and still not like it, or be biased for it or biased against it. You know what I mean? But to actually listen accurately. PJ, what were you thinking?
Skill that we're learning is how to make things relevant to your life and how you can apply it in what you're actually going to experience.
Okay, learning to take some of these ideas and apply them in our own life. Yeah. Yep.
Something that stuck out to me one time is you were talking about how there's this really intense divorce rate. It's like 50%, right? And you were saying like, well, why don't we have a class about relationships or like something like that? And I think TED class really helps with that because it makes you realize, oh, I should have seen their point of view. I should have, understood what they were trying to say and took time to like look through their eyes for a second. And then that, I don't know, I feel like if people maybe went through a TED class, they would be more apt to be successfully married in the future.
I know it sounds so crazy, but I was really struck by that Dev Patanak, if I have his name right, that video. And what do the Hindu gods look like? What's a distinctive feature of the Hindu gods, I believe? The eyes. And why do they have such big eyes? So they can see you. You don't come to the judgment day and you're judged good or bad. You come to the judgment day and it's like you understand. You see me. You know why I did what I did. Can you see? I think that's a really interesting. It's a very a bunch of contrast between East and West, and that sets up a very different kind of relationship, doesn't it? You know, if my orientation to you is you're good or bad, and most of the time that means you did what I like or what I didn't like, that's very different than seeing you for who you are and why you did what you did. Very different. Yep. That's a real specific example of how it does impact your relationships. And then I think the other reason why we have the class is I think it comes down to listening accurately, but we are practicing those set of conversational questions. You know, we have the class so we can practice, not identifying what does this person wish to argue, what do they wish to argue, what is their key concept, what important question are they asking or addressing, what story are they telling, what did they experience? We're practicing that insight question. I wonder what this person has experienced personally or professionally that's causing them to put forth this argument in the manner that they're putting it forth. Like, what did Brene Brown go through? What happened that makes her do this? You know, I think she tells that story. Why? What has he gone through? And then how do they use language? We've seen a wide variety of language usage. I think there isn't one size fits all. Gladwell's distinctive. And then you know, we talked a little bit about what's their method. You know, what are they putting together in their presentation that makes it effective? Okay. Sometimes there's audio-visual stuff. Sometimes there's nothing. How does it work? So we're really practicing that, and I think in most places in school you're doing that through your eyeballs. You're reading something. I've asked them to not look at the transcripts. If you have to redo it, listen to it 5 times, great. But don't go read the transcript. And in real life, the idea would be you say something, I don't quite get it. So I go back to you and say, can you tell me, what did you say? And maybe do that 5 times instead of turning it into something that it isn't.
Right.
And you don't come with a transcript. You know, my wife doesn't come with a transcript. So I'm going to have to ask her 10 times, like, help me understand it. Yeah.
Can we do, like, before this goes over, I don't care, I want to do a TED response video to someone else's TED video.
Oh, to another student video? I mean, that's a great idea. Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Because then, like, also, if we make that video, and one of our opponents have taken some lessons and are trying to understand what the point of the person is, so they'll be able to validate if they got it.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a great idea. And that's probably, that has a lot to do with a successful video too. Can I identify? Do you have a point? Can I find your key concepts? Can I do that stuff? Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of neat. Skill. I think that communication skill. I think that auditory skill is very important, and I don't know where else you do that. What other class do you spend so much time focused on your